Welcome to the Oracle Dragon, everybody. Tonight's pick a card reading was a request from a viewer. It is looking at a love triangle and distinguishing who is actually the third party. Is it you or is it the other person your love interest is involved with? So generally when I am speaking about a third party or a karmic in my reading, I am referring to the other person that your love interest is involved with, but this was a request, so I thought I would go ahead and just do the video. So we have 3 choices tonight, and what you want to do is, what I like to do and find helps get me the results that I'm looking for, a reading that resonates, is close my eyes, inhale through the nose to the count of 4, and exhale through the mouth to the count of 8. Then I open my eyes, and the first selection that my eyes go to is the selection that I go with, and that's usually accurate for me. Okay, so go ahead and try that. The first selection is orange highlighter is pile 1, yellow highlighter is pile 2, and pile 3 is the pink highlighter. So pause the video if you need more time. The timestamps will be in the description box below. I'd like to take a second to thank the people who put the timestamps in the comments section. I don't always get a chance to do that, so thank you. And also, if you find these readings helpful in some way, or if you would like a more specific look at your particular situation, you can contact me for a personal video recorded reading. My information is in the description box below. Let's get started. Okay, pile 1, this is for you. I've got the cards shuffled and laid out, so let's take a look. I'm going to compare this pile up here is for the viewer, and this pile over here is for the other person that your love interest is involved with. We'll see which one of you is the main person and which one of you is the third wheel or the third party, okay? So looking at your cards first. Your person says to you, I don't want to disrupt the lives of my children or child. It's hard for me to trust. And I know you are my soulmate. So your person knows you are their soulmate. It's hard for them to trust. There's a child in the situation. Take what resonates. Let's see what the tarot cards have to say. This came out like this. Okay, give me a moment. Well, it looks to me as if this person is trying to overcome some obstacles with regard to this connection. One of those obstacles is the fact that they broke your heart. They rejected an offer that you made them, whether that be an offer of affection, or in some other way they failed to rise to the occasion of this connection with you, and it has resulted in losses. And for this they feel, self-pity, and you also don't feel good about it. There's some depression indicated here, the sense of loss, and the sense of regret. But I do feel that your person, the love interest, is trying to overcome obstacles with regard to what they're facing, and regarding this, getting through to you after hurting your feelings. They did miss out on an opportunity with you, and they regret it. And it was because they were in this King of Wands energy. This is a fire sign energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius could be someone's chart, doesn't have to be, but this is somebody that is rash, makes rash judgments, says harsh words, or sarcastic or hot-tempered, impatient. So I feel that they were this way with you, and this could be because of this third party that they're involved with. As we saw, they have a child with someone. That could be with you, but it could be with another person, possibly this Queen of Pentacles. But since this Queen of Pentacles is coming out in your reading, it's possible that you have a child together, or that they want to have a child with you. The Queen of Pentacles is an earth sign energy, so that might be in your chart, or it might not be. Might be in the other person's chart. but they were feeling overwhelmed with too much going on with the Eight of Wands here in reverse. And this card does talk about feeling overwhelmed, too much action taking place, sort of a chaotic card, chaotic energy, and just really trying to overcome, all these different demands coming at them at once, whether this was actually happening or they just felt that it was happening. This put them in a negative headspace because it was just a lot for them to deal with. And it was easier for them to ignore this wonderful opportunity being offered to them by the universe and stay with what they know, or just turn you down or reject you in some way. If not, you reject something or someone in some way, because they were too overwhelmed with everything going on in their lives. They do know that that it's hard for them to trust, and so they like things to be more steady and less chaotic. But I feel that this person's personality is such that they attract chaos to a certain extent, just due to their attitude problem. And so this makes it even harder for them to trust. So they need to work on that. But because I feel that you are in a single energy, that you are getting your stuff together. Financially, you might be well off. If not well off, you probably don't want for much. You know how to take care of yourself. You're pretty content with yourself. I think that you might be someone who loves themselves, is really coming to the end of a cycle where you learned to be, to stand in your single power and to not need anyone so much. So that's very positive. You put a lot of work in on the connection. And in part of this was having to do with the fact that you were rejected in the past. If this person rejected you in the past as a soulmate, one of your soul lessons was, for you to feel rejected, whether they actually did or you just felt that way because of this other situation that they're involved in. This has triggered you to really start taking care of yourself and to get to love yourself and learn a lot of lessons about what it means to be an adult, okay? And you've done a really good job at that. But as you see, you might be similar in disposition in some way to the other person that they're involved with, because these are both earth sign energies, and these are very similar cards. Both of them tend to be, grounded, nurturing, practical, sensible, sensual people. But then I feel also you could read this as you are in this energy where you've grown into this mature and single, strong individual, but you would like very much to be a wife or a mother, to have a higher level commitment, to be at a higher level in your life. And I think that this person sees you as somebody, that they could make their queen. But you are different. There are differences between the two of you. And those differences are going to persist until your person is able to overcome the chaos in their life. And so we got the Princess and the Pea, sensitivity. So this card is talking about, the sensitivity that we see here with regard to the Five of Cups, and feeling like they lost something, and feeling that there's no hope, and there's a lot of self-pity here, and really just having regret and remorse and sorrow about the fact that they neglected something or someone that they shouldn't have, and for that reason they're not seeing the bright side of the situation. But there is indeed a bright side to this situation. And they may be seeing you this way as well, as somebody who's sort of very sensitive, but you do what is necessary to take care of yourself. You know how to insulate yourself from harmful situations or individuals, from people who rub you the wrong way. You know how to take care of and comfort yourself, which is good. Okay? So let's take a look at how they feel about the other person in this love triangle. Their messages to the other person are, I'm keeping track of you online. So there might be a separation. If not, we already did see that your person admitted to you that they have trust issues. So they have trust issues regarding this other person as well, because of the sense that they need to keep track of them online. It says that I did it, I cut off the karmic. So they might be telling the other person that they cut you off or some other person off, and so they're wanting this other person to know that, whether that's the truth or it's not, and whether you're the karmic or not. But I'm changing direction in my life. So your love interest is telling this other person that they're changing direction in their life. So let's take a look at the tarot cards and see what the tarot cards have to say. Okay, so there is this Four of Wands energy here. It talks about a comfortable, happy home. This person is either living with this other person, is married or was married to this other person, or sees this as, a person that they could have this with. And this is followed by the Three of Wands in reverse. So I feel that this other person is wanting something that isn't happening right now, that they aren't willing to put in the effort necessary to achieve this happy home with your person. That might be, that your love interest isn't putting in the effort, or the other person isn't as well. And in part, this could be because of this bad attitude that we saw with your person in your spread. Take what resonates, but this is a card of sharp words and arguments. So if they're not argumentative or sharp with you, they are with this other person, and this causes this other person to doubt that they have a future together, or to wonder if they're ever going to see the efforts put into the connection that would actually allow for them to have this home together and this happy life together. And we've got the Five of Wands in reverse. So I do feel that, this sharp attitude, this irresponsibility, this immaturity, this desire to be taken care of, this has created some conflict in the connection. But I don't feel that the conflict is that serious. I think they make it, it's a drama king or queen scenario. They're making it into something bigger than it needs to be based on immaturity. There's immaturity in this connection, so it's really stunted, or has arrested development and inability to move to the next level, I feel. And we've got, this ending here with the Ten of Swords. So maybe they had this opportunity together to be to have this Four of Wands together, this comfortable home, but I see that is ending because your person has cut somebody off. And with this card here being I did it, I cut off the karmic, they could be talking about even, I did it, I cut off this other person, because the Ten of Swords is talking about a devastating ending, the end of a cycle, pain and heartache and mental anguish regarding a situation that's now ended. And now, while that's sad, on the other hand, something new can come in, and we see, that something new is coming in. But for a while, things might get worse with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse before they get better. But this does back up this card. So we've got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and this is talking about I'm changing direction in my life. So your person, they have fought with this other person. They weren't able to live up to their expectations, and they're getting out of the situation because they can't get along. But at the same time, the changes that are being made right now are, a little bit for the worse, because things need to get worse before they need to get better. We see that regarding this situation, that other person that's involved in this connection is really devastated, and devastated by your person. Then we've got the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups is talking about a loving and creative or emotionally fulfilling new beginning. But I don't feel that new beginning is with your person, for the fact of all the other cards, with the Ten of Swords, the Five of Wands in reverse, the Knight of Swords in reverse. Let me take a look here. I do think that the other person in this scenario is changing direction in their lives, because like I said, they're not seeing this moving forward, although they had wanted it to. They're really heartbroken over, it not moving forward. and things have taken a turn for the worse with regard to the connection, and I just feel it has to do with this air sign energy, Knight in reverse. It's just they created an overabundance of emotions that I feel that maybe, you know, there's just too much emotion in this connection, negative emotion in this connection for your person to deal with it. And so the other person is looking for intimacy with the intimacy card, and your person's not giving that to them. They'd like something deeper, they'd like that higher level commitment as we saw, but you know, neither one of them is really able to see their ships come in on this relationship. They're not getting their wishes fulfilled, or the order they've placed to the universe to receive this Ace of Cups from your person. That is not coming in, you know, that's not on its way. It's not coming, okay? It's coming with someone else because they've chosen another direction. So I do feel, you know, based on these cards, that this other person is the third party, or the third wheel. But we will pull some Romance Angels cards for this real quick. I'll pull one for you first. So for pile 1, for the viewer, sum up the relationship with their love interest in this love triangle, please. Sum up their relationship with the love interest. Pile 1. And I knew this card was going to come out. Unrequited love. So I feel that this person has put you through so much that you do feel and question if this love is real, and if this person does reciprocate your feelings. And I understand why you would do that. This person has involved you in a third-party situation. You were the main person and they found someone else, and it was due to them not being able to trust, or having a hard time trusting. And it might be that they went back to someone who had their children previously, or it might be because you have a child with this person and they're not responsible enough to handle the burdens of a relationship. So with these reversed Wands cards, Wands talk about passion, and that says that there's been a cooling of passion in your connection, as represented by the unrequited love card. So what I want you to take away from the unrequited love card is that this is meaning, you know, not that there isn't love in the connection, but there have been a lot of mind games that have been played between the two of you. And I mean, that's pretty obvious by the nature of this reading. And so for this reason, you're not feeling the love, but it can be worked on, and the passion needs to be restored. But first, there needs to be healing taking place. And the good news is that the Five of Cups card is a card of healing. And with the Seven of Wands, I do feel that this person is willing to put in the effort to heal with, you know, with and for you, because they are seeing you in a very high evolution, or in high regard. They know that you're a lovely person who is taking care of yourself. They know that you have these wonderful nurturing qualities, and that you're a queen. And they know that you're their soulmate. But they also realize they've hurt you very deeply, and they're very sensitive themselves, and they take it out by acting out in a bad way. So I'm going to get an advice card here from the Fairy Tale Oracle. I won't be pulling these cards for the other person because it's not necessary. The tarot already told us that the other person is more the third party or third wheel than you are. So your advice here is then happily ever after. So the movie that you're currently starring in, your life story, has a very happy ending. So even though you don't feel that it does at this time, you know, take heart. The healing is taking place and needs to continue to take place. And when that happens, you are going to find the passion again in this connection. And you're going to be able to unite as the soulmates that you are, okay? So very happy ending for this situation. I know it sounds like a tough reading there, pile one, but I think that you can apply your own intuition to really look deeper into the reading and sense what it's really trying to tell you specifically. The Happily Ever After card does come with an affirmation that I think would be beneficial for me to read to you right now so that you can say it, so you can help move the situation along in the right direction. A happy outcome is assured. Release any anxiety and feel secure that everything is resolved in the end. So worries can be self-fulfilling in a negative way, so you don't want to sabotage heaven's happy plan for you. So this is saying, continue to take care of yourself, continue to go out in nature. We see that you are doing that. You are taking care of yourself. Continue to do that. This is going to help bring this connection, make it stronger and where you want it to be, okay? So the affirmation that you can say is everything is in divine and perfect order right now. Everything's in divine and perfect order right now. That's all I've got for you, Pile 1. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good night. Welcome, Pile 2. This is your reading. We're looking at this love triangle situation. Who is actually the third party here? Is it the other person that your love interest is involved with, or is it you? So I shuffled and laid out the cards. I've got one set here that represents you, the viewer, and the other set represents the other person involved. So let's get started. Messages from your person for you. Let's start with the first one. The first one says, "This time apart has opened my eyes to what I really want." So your person is saying the time apart has opened their eyes to what they really want, so there must have been some sort of time apart. I should have chosen you. So evidently they didn't choose you originally or initially, or they chose you and this was an on again, off again type situation. Take what resonates. I am very tempted by you. Your person says that they are very, very tempted by you. I'm making the effort to become the person you deserve. This person is making the effort because they realize that they chose incorrectly. I've never felt this connected to anyone before, so they feel very, very connected to you. Never felt that connected to anyone before. So let's see what the tarot cards are saying here. Just give me a moment. Well, it looks like we've got all the elements represented here except for fire. That doesn't mean this person can't have fire in their chart, but the message coming through, the main signs for those of you who like to keep track are Cancer, Aquarius, and Pisces. I think a Capricorn as well. We've got a little bit of earth, a little bit of air. So what I'm seeing here is that your person has put you in a hard time because they weren't treating you fairly. They weren't giving as much to the connection as you were giving, and I think that this sort of made you sick, if not physically sick, then heart sick. That you've needed to really recover from this situation, that you've gone within and you've meditated, you've prayed, you've probably manifested this person back into your life, and your manifestations are working if that's what you've done. But you really had to heal. Because we got the Star card in reverse, and that speaks about disappointments. It speaks about not being well, and the Four of Swords talks about convalescing, which is just another word for healing. Laying in bed, taking the time to recover. It's about recovery. It's also about meditating, and I feel it's about dreaming and manifesting in this reading as well. And then we've got the Six of Coins in reverse, which talks about a lack of equal give and take, and or the lack of appreciation in a connection. Someone is giving more than they're receiving. And I feel that your person is being hard on themselves with the Judgment card in reverse because they resisted making a decision with regard. They knew they weren't treating you right, but they still continued to do what they wanted to do. And as a result, they are being hard on themselves for that. Because with the Judgment card in reverse, it talks about not making a decision or resisting, the inevitable decision. So it's not like they didn't know what was the right thing to do, they just chose not to do it. And I'm getting that some of this has to do with the Chariot upright, the fact that this person is a self-centered type, or was in this connection towards you because they needed to find who they were as a person. So they really need to go off on their own, in a sense, to balance their own inner emotions about this connection, because these feelings were very, very strong and are very, very strong with this person. And it made them run away. It made them have to get their head together. And they're a very willful person, so if they don't want to face something, then they just don't do it. They don't face it. And what they didn't want to face is the decision and the reality that you deserved better than this. And as we saw with the cards that came through, by the way, a lot extra cards came through for you than in other readings. So they had a lot to say. I should have chosen you. So they ran away. And they had to face the fact that they were incorrect, that they didn't do the right thing, that they didn't treat you the way that you deserved to be treated. And that time apart really opened their eyes to this connection and what this connection can be. And they really were trying to self-develop. This card here is about self-development as well. So they're trying to make themselves a better person for you. They want to be the type of person that you deserve, and they didn't feel that they were. So in a way, maybe they were sabotaging the connection. Because this person has difficulty with intimacy, with the intimacy card coming out for you. And this card just talks about, true intimacy isn't about sex or anything like that. It's about being honest with someone, showing someone your vulnerable side. And I felt this person had a really hard time doing with you because they're very sensitive. And this hurt you very much. I mean, maybe you have some intimacy issues too, but I think you were willing to put in the work to show your true self, your true side, your intimate side, your vulnerability with this person, and this person didn't reciprocate, and that really hurt you, and you had to recover from that. And I feel that you have, and that you've manifested this person coming back towards you. This person, we've got the King of Cups upright, so this talks about this person loving you. This person have very strong affection for you. If this is a newer relationship, they do really care about you. This card represents someone who is very protective, very sensitive, but they don't always show it. Often they don't show it. They hold their feelings inside. And we already saw that with the intimacy card. This person is the type of person that would let, shallow reasons or excuses keep them from being with someone because they're really just trying to protect their heart. And so this is what this person has had to deal with and face within themselves. And it's part of what they learned when they, put distance between you and them. And it has worked. It has opened their eyes, okay? So let's look at the other person involved in this situation. Messages from your love interest to this other person are, you leaving really opened my eyes. So you weren't the only person that your person left. There is an off and on energy I'm sensing from this side as well. If not from your side, definitely from this side. I admire how independent and strong you are. So your person, obviously was attracted to this other person for certain reasons, and one of those was that this person is considered strong and independent and seen that way by your love interest. I got my karma bad for how I treated you. So I feel that this person treated this other person badly as well. Maybe this was the teaching tool that this person used that was necessary in order for them to come to terms with their intimacy issues so that they could come back towards you. Let's look. Yeah, okay. So the energy so far coming through, astrology-wise, we've got Taurus, we've got Scorpio, we've got fire on this side, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Very little air on this side. Doesn't mean that it's not present, it's just not showing up in the reading. So communication and inspiration was somewhat lacking perhaps on this side. Give me a moment. Yeah, this person your love interest, like I said, had spiritual lessons to learn, and they sought this person in order to learn them. The Hierophant is a spiritual card, and it also talks about learning. And it comes out with the Knight of Wands in reverse. The Knight of Wands in reverse is a very fickle, flirtatious, unstable energy. It's a player energy. So it's talking about, not taking somebody seriously. So coming towards, this person, the other person involved in this equation, was in large part about learning lessons about their own fickle and unfaithful nature. And the other person could, like I said, have been a fire sign. And the sex on this side was pretty passionate, so that was a draw for your person, as is often the case when you're dealing with someone who is in a player energy. But there might have been an age difference. The other person might be slightly older or more mature. And again, that lends itself to this to the narrative and line of thinking that they were there to learn something. It's just unfortunate that they learned it at the expense of this person, because now they're feeling bad about it. Because the Queen of Wands upright, if this is resonating for you, this is not a bad person. This is a helpful, friendly person. With the little match girl here coming out, this is about choices. So it does talk about a choice that needed to be made. And we have the Two of Pentacles here as well, talking about being playful with this other person and playing this other person, balancing this other person and their connection with something else. Now often that talks about balancing their finances, so maybe being with this other person allowed them, more leeway or money to play with somehow or some way, or it allowed, them to be a little bit irresponsible. But regardless, it is talking about juggling. It's two things, in this case 2 people is the most obvious interpretation, and it's also talking about a choice that needed to be made. And so I feel that this choice has left this other person, if it hasn't already, it will leave this other person, in a sad state. It's going to be very sad for this other person involved in this connection, because the little match girl is a sad story that talks about someone really putting themselves out and not being treated well, being mistreated. And as we can see, your person's message to them is, I got my karma bad for how I treated you. They didn't treat this person well, and that is what the little match girl is saying. That's supporting the little match girl. So while they admired this person, this other person, they didn't treat them well. They juggled them, they played them. And while part of what this, this fire sign energy, this other person, they were looking at this as something that could potentially have turned into a real commitment, a higher level commitment. They were much more serious about your person than they were about you, or about them. And this is a card saying that, when it boils down to it, their values are very different, and what they're looking for is very different. They're not a compatible match for a life together. So I do feel that this was meant to come together. This is likely a karmic situation, and it's sad. I feel pretty sort of bad for this other person for putting up with this nonsense from your love interest. I feel bad for you too, but they're showing up as the little match girl here. So sort of like a victim energy, and maybe it is just that, this other person is feeling like a victim in this connection. Maybe they're not, you know your situation better than me, maybe. So, but this is the way they're coming out. So I think that, this other person your love interest is involved in is having a really hard time letting go of the illusion that they could have had a happy life together. But I think that they are. They're still holding on, but at the same time, they're healing too. So believe it or not, you and this other person that your love interest is interested in, you're actually marrying each other in a sense. Because you got the Four of Swords, which is about healing, and the Five of Cups in reverse is about healing. It's about saying, let's let bygones be bygones. When one door closes, another door opens. So even though that this is ending, there's no reason to like hold on to it, or to fear, that you're never going to have the love and the support that you need. You're never going to have the connection that you need, because that's not true. This other person is going to have a new love. But this juggling has opened this person's eyes as well. And I think this is partially, the other person involved saying to your love interest that you're leaving really open my eyes. Because this was their ability to see, they were all heartbroken about and feeling self-pity. There was a lot of self-pity in this side about the way that this connection was going. And then their eyes were open when they say, hey, this dude's just a player. He's just playing me. He's just juggling me. I'm just a resource that he's juggling. And that opened their eyes and has allowed them to say, you know what? Let this door close. So if they haven't done that yet, they're going to, because this is a strong, independent person as well. That's how they're coming out in the cards. So also, this might have been someone that your love interest was involved with in their past. I'm just getting that as well. But it doesn't have to be. That might resonate for someone that they had memories with. But looking at the two sides, I do feel that the other person is the third party in this connection. Certainly your person has stronger feelings towards you with the Chariot and the King of Cups. I think the best thing for you to continue to do is to continue healing and to keep your expectations in check with this person, okay? Because the star card in reverse is a sign that you need to tread carefully going forward and to see these things, see this person clearly and not just see in them what you want to see, okay? Because you know that they're obviously capable of deception. They might feel bad about the way they deceived you, and about not giving as much to this connection with you as they should have, but it still took them too long to make a decision. And I don't know how long, but that's the sense I'm getting for the most of you. Too long to make a decision. Even the fact that they had to like choose in the first place, were confused in the first place, that's sort of a red flag or an issue. So I'm not saying that this connection isn't going to work out, because this person, they do love you. They do have passion for you as well. They're really wanting to come towards you. They are coming towards you. They've done inner work in order to be the person that you deserve, okay? And they feel bad about the way that they've treated you. And they know it's because of their intimacy issues, and the both of you will need to work on that together when the time comes. But just keep your expectations in check that things aren't going to be, 100% perfect, and this person's not going to be, your Prince Charming right out the gate, or someone that you can trust 100% right out the gate, Use your intuition and feel your way through this connection. So, since we've determined that that the viewer is the winner, ding, 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 viewer is the winner here. You are the main person here that your person cares about. And now I'm going to go ahead and pull Romance Angels card for that. And then Healing with the Fairies Oracle card as well, and that'll be that. So Spirit Guides and Angels give us a Romance Angel card that accurately and helpfully encompasses what Pile 2 needs to know about this connection with their love interest. Separation, time apart from your partner is on the horizon. So we already saw that indicated in the cards, that if you aren't separated now, that you will be, but there has been a separation in the past, either emotionally or physically, and this time apart is necessary for, and was necessary for your person to get their head on straight, to realize that they should have chosen you, that you're a connection they've never felt before, that you're the one that they really want, and they need to work on themselves in order to be worthy of you. I'm guided to get one more card here. Make the effort, see? Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So you both need to make the effort, and I feel that this is saying that your person is definitely going to make the effort here. So after the separation, the person is going to make an effort with you, because I do see you as a great love with the King of Cups. I'm going to do the advice card. They feel that you are deserving. They know you deserve more than what they've given you, and they are sorry about it. And don't you be being too hard on yourself either, that you allowed this connection to carry on the way that it has when you weren't getting your needs met. I'm being guided to say that as well, because I feel that everything is going to turn out for the better between the two of you as a result of what you've gone through with this person. Moving forward fearlessly. Yep. So don't be afraid when this person comes back, if they're away, or going forward with this person. If you're together, don't be afraid of continuing on this path if you choose to. Of course, you make your own decisions about your life, but this card is assuring you that you have what it takes to get to where you need to go, where you want to go, and to achieve your goals and desires. There's nothing to be afraid of, that you can have courage and understand that better things are on the horizon for you, okay? Yeah. Alright, well, thank you for tuning in, Pile 2. That is your reading. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell notification to receive notifications when I upload a new video. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome, Pile 3, to your reading. Of course, this is a reading about who is the third party in this love triangle. Is it you, or is it the other person your love interest is seeing or involved with? So I shuffled and laid the cards out. This side here is about you and what you represent to your person, or what's going on in your connection, and then over here is the other person that your love interest is involved with. So I got some messages from your person for you. It says, I'm working on healing my childhood wounds. So your person is working on healing their childhood wounds. I'm freeing myself from the karmic. So your person says that they are freeing themselves from a karmic situation, but we'll take that in context with the rest of the reading. I hate waiting just as much as you do. The two of you are waiting for something. They hate waiting. And I'm changing direction in my life. Your person is changing direction in their life. So it looks to me like the two of you, we've got the Four of Wands upright. So the Four of Wands upright is often referred to as a twin flame soulmate card, if you believe in that. It is a card about passion, but more so it's about comfort and the comforts of home. It can represent marriage. The two of you might be married or have been. Certainly you have desired that, I see from the spread, and perhaps are living together, but this is the connection that you're really going for in this situation. But I do see, that there's been hard times with regard to this, because you've had to really call on your strength and your fortitude and your courage to deal with some obstacles in this connection. So I feel that you two are on a break, whether, physically or emotionally, and you've got your guard up and you're just sort of watching the situation carefully, because we have you here, looking at your person in the Knight of Cups in reversed energy. The Knight of Cups in reversed energy is someone that is deceptive, who does not have your best interests at heart, that may offer you something, but it's not an offer. It's not a good offer. It's an empty offer. So if they've ever, offered you this Four of Wands in the past, they're unable to fulfill that. And it's someone that, you really just sort of want to stay away from. And I think that you know that. That's why you're at this reading. If you chose this pile, if this isn't resonating, you can choose another pile. But you are watching this this player over here, this water sign energy, could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or have it in their chart, but doesn't have to. And you're looking at them to see what they're going to do, if they're going to fulfill their promises. But I think that you know deep down that they're an imbalanced, immature person that is incapable of giving you the solid foundation that you deserve and that you're looking for. And I think that this has had you in a lot of mental conflict. I think you are clashing swords with this person when you do try to communicate. This Two of Swords in reverse is saying, that honesty and openness are important right now, but there is, major imbalance in this connection, and you feel confused about the situation, and therefore you're, at a stagnant place. This connection is stagnant, and you are guided to get out of your head with regard to what you want from this person. Instead of endlessly analyzing this connection. That's what this card is saying. Because with the Moon card in reverse, it is saying that, again, this is talking about deception. This is talking about not seeing things clearly, about knowing the truth about a situation and not admitting it to yourself. So it's about self-deception as well. But it does speak about illusions and not seeing things clearly. So your intuition is blocked, I feel, by the fact that you're overanalyzing this connection, trying to figure out how to move it forward. But your person is saying here that they are changing direction in their life. And I do see that in the cards here, because we have the Six of Swords talks about moving from a difficult situation into a calmer one. At the very least, it's talking about traveling. And that was clarified by the Knight of Wands in reverse. It's a fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So this is also a player card, just like the Knight of Cups in reverse. So this is talking about someone that can't be relied upon, who is fickle and flirtatious. And it's also saying that the person moving away, just for clarity, this is your person moving away, okay? So you are on guard for good reason. You are you're honoring your feelings and protecting yourself, which is good. Because this person is incapable of giving you the Four of Wands that you really want and deserve. And so, because there are a lot of, illusions and just, trickery afoot with the Moon card in reverse. And with the Fairy Tale Oracle card coming out, gifts, I feel that this is you. I feel that, you may have you have a lot of gifts to give, whether that be materially or just as a person. I feel as a person you have a lot of gifts to give. You're a very sweet and kind person, this card is saying, but you've just wasted them on the wrong person, I feel, because this person is choosing to move away because they are in this player energy. And so you have put up with it so long, according to this card, because you might feel that you're strange or different in some way, and or you lack self-esteem. And this card is telling you that you shouldn't lack self-esteem, because you have so many gifts to offer that you are going to attract the love that you desire. But I feel that maybe, you were mistreated as a child as well. So this card of I'm working on my childhood wounds may be applying to you, might be applying to you as well. That you were not validated as a child, and so you might be a little anxious or a little timid, and that made you susceptible to this person with their smooth talking ways, or maybe they charmed you in some way and gave you some attention that you felt like in the beginning it was really going to go somewhere, that you felt like passion and stability or the potential for it to go to a higher level. But unfortunately, you're just clashing swords too much, having different ideas and opinions about the situation. And I do feel that you were probably trying to make yourself fit into the situation, like trying to cram a square peg in a round hole. It just didn't fit no matter how hard you pushed, but you really wanted it to work. You still do. So this is due to, your childhood wounds and needing to learn to value yourself. So you have learned a lot. This connection is not a waste because it's made you, stronger. And I know sometimes when we come to these readings, we just want to hear that this person is right for us. They're going to change for the better, and we're going to live happily ever after. And we don't want to hear about the lessons that we learned because that's boring, right? But the truth is that you have become so much stronger. You were much more fragile before coming to this connection. You leave this as a warrior. Okay, whether you see yourself that way or not. And I feel that the waiting with regard to this connection is saying that for a few of you, you live together and you're clashing swords all the time, so you're waiting for a chance to, separate. But also it's saying, I hate waiting as much as you do, waiting to come to a solution, so that you can, go on your separate ways, I feel. Because they are saying that I'm freeing myself from the karmic. And I do feel that in this situation, they're talking about you. Unfortunately, in this reading, I consider the karmic the third party, and that's what this reading's about. So, pile 3, that's the bad news. You are the third party in this connection, okay? I hate to say it, don't shoot the messenger, or you can shoot me. But this is what the cards are saying. Again, this is a general reading. It's not going to apply to everyone, and if you need to pick another pile or another reading, then be my guest. This might not be the right reading for you, but for those this is resonating with, you had childhood wounds to learn through this connection. You weren't wrong. You did have something, especially in the beginning, but I feel that this person is too immature and not in the right place to give you what you really deserve, and you deserve so much. According to this card, this person's just a lovely person inside and out, and they have been, mistreated, and they've needed to learn to value themselves, and that's what this connection was about, teaching you how to value yourself, so you're not taking crap from players anymore. For some of you, that's a pattern. Some of you, this might be the first time this has happened, but this card promises love coming in. I just don't believe it's going to be from this person, at least not anytime soon. So now I'm going to go on to the other person. This is the main person that your love interest is involved with. So you can end the video now, or if you're curious, have a morbid curiosity, then go ahead and stay. But the message is from your love interest to this other person they're involved with in this love triangle. I put my walls up to protect me. So they've been guarded with this other person, and we do see that with the Four of Pentacles. So this person might be an earth sign rather, or they don't have to be, but they kept their feelings or the resources close to their chest. They're guarded. Because we saw from your side of the reading that they have some childhood wounds themselves, and then they also say, I don't want to admit when I'm wrong. So that might be something that you can relate to as well. This person is, stubborn, doesn't want to admit when they're wrong. And they also say to that other person, the karmic has wormed their way in every area of my life. So they're saying that, you're having a hard time letting go, basically, of this connection. And they're probably putting it in a little bit of a ruder way than they should, but, that's just to make this other person feel better about the fact that they were involved with you. Okay? So what I'm seeing here is that you're, first off the bat, you know, this person, this love interest of yours, might not be just involved with this other person. They might be seeing other people as well, or they have, and they've let this affect their connection. Because we do have the Three of Cups upright and the Two of Coins in reverse. So this person likes to have a good time. They like to hang out with their friends. Maybe this other person is someone that's involved in their social circle more than you are. Take what resonates, but they probably like to go out drinking or just have a good time, do celebrations, things like that. Also, this person, for those few that it resonates, could be someone that they have a higher level commitment with. Since you are the third party in the situation, maybe they were with this person first, or they were just at a higher level of commitment with this person. And but whatever the case may be, they had some financial difficulties with the Two of Pentacles in reverse, and an inability to juggle work and home, or money and home. And that has to do with, you know, them going out, being a good time Charlie, having a good time. And I feel that they were selfish with this person as well. There was an equal give and take in this connection. And so, you know, your person being withholding with this person has caused them to become, you know, bitter and isolated. So even if they are together or getting back together, this reversed air sign queen, this could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, for those who like to know the signs, but they're very bitter and isolated regarding this connection. And so they're kind of mirroring, you know, the energies of your person in terms of holding back their feelings and putting their walls up to protect them, because they don't want to, your person doesn't want to admit they were wrong, but obviously if they were involved in a third-party situation, then they in fact were wrong. And this keeps them in a negative headspace, this other individual involved. And there's a lot that's being withheld and a lot that's unknown with this connection with the High Priestess in reverse as well. So I don't feel that you know, their communication is not good right now. And we also got the Empress in reverse. So I feel that for some, these other women are you know, potential romantic interests for your love interest, but they could also be relatives of this other person who really have a bad attitude towards your romantic interest for the fact of how they've treated you know, this other person. And so, but with the Empress in reverse is just also talking about, you know, not taking care of yourself. Like this other person has really put themselves out for your love interest, and they have done it at their own expense. And I feel that that's financially, as well as like taking on more of the chores at home, for instance, or just like giving them a lot of things, really putting up with a lot of crap. And so, you know, they've been abused by this person. They feel abused by this person. Because this person is in a player energy, so we can see players do take advantage of others and leave those people they're involved with who care about them feeling hurt and humiliated and stupid, right? And I feel that this is the case in this situation. But I'm also seeing that things are going to change, because we've got the transformation card, Scorpio energy. And so this person is cutting out the old and moving forward to something new, or having a rejuvenation with this other person. And this is going to be one that has more equal give and take between the two of them. And so there's going to be an equal exchange of energy, resources, effort. Because I feel that your person has made a promise to this person, whether in the past or whilst coming back, that they're going to end their player ways. And maybe this is why this other person is allowing your love interest back. Or it could be, you know, yeah, there's been a promise made, and they want to honor that promise. And they I feel that your love interest does consider it a sacrifice. They do consider it a sacrifice to make this change, because they did have or do have feelings for you. It's just not working out with you, and I feel that the connection was, a higher level connection, or for some reason, whether, it's finances wise, or just, that they are more ingrained in each other's lives or have been together longer, whatever the case may be. Take what resonates. This person is honoring their promises to this other person now, because this other person has done so much for them. As we see, the Empress in reverse is somebody who is a selfless giver. They give at their own expense. There's somebody that burns themselves out. It's the card of the burned out caregiver. But that time is ending. And I think, there is a reconciliation here for the two of them. And it's going to take a while for the two of these to get back on the same page trust-wise, but I feel there is going to be effort made to that end. Okay, so if you've made it this long, I'm going to pull a Romance Angels card, because in the previous two readings I pulled a Romance Angels card for the individuals who were not the third party, or who turned out to be the main love of the love interest. So I'm going to do that here for this side. Now you might not want to hear it. Let's see what the Romance Angels has to say about this love triangle between your love interest and the other person. Passion, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Okay, so reconciliations do come with a certain degree of passion, and so I feel that this is what's going to occur here for them as well with that. So I just pulled one for your side as well, and it was let go of control issues, allow the situation to unfold naturally. So instead of overanalyzing the situation on your end, I just think that you need to move through whatever you need to do to wrap this up, and to recognize that you deserve so much more than you're getting from what you got from this person. You deserve so much more. I mean, everybody deserves so much more than the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands in reverse, to be honest. And I feel that you are a sweet person, and that you tried really hard in this connection. It just wasn't meant to be, according to the card. So I'm going to get you one more card, an advice card for you, the viewer of pile 3. God and Spirit teams, what advice do you have for the viewer of pile 3 going forward? What advice do you have? Dreams coming true. So your dreams are going to come true, and that's also what this gifts card says. Because you are such a gifted and good person, your dreams are coming true and you are manifesting. Okay? I feel that you can manifest the love that you desire in your life, and that you're definitely deserving of it. I feel that you have accrued the good karma, necessary for your next connection to be a very positive one, if not the one. So I'm going to get your affirmation for this card, for dreams coming true. Love this card. It says your heart's desires are manifesting into reality, and the fairies ask you to hold fast to your faith in positive outcomes. So you can say your affirmation is, my heart is filled with gratitude and excitement, knowing that wonderful people and situations surround me now. Okay? So please do manifest. I feel there's been some manifestation by this person with regard to your love interest, and we see that it's going to work for them, for the majority of you who chose this pile. So I think that you can manifest someone that's worthy of you, that you deserve, okay, to help. I think you've done the work to heal your own childhood wounds, and I think that you deserve someone that's going to be a true life partner, soulmate, who can give you that marriage and happy home you deserve. Okay, thank you very much. I hope you were able to receive some insight or some help from this reading in some way. If this reading resonated, please drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know how it resonated or how it didn't, and like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification if you haven't already, and thanks for watching.